even before he signed that law, making Louisiana the first and only state so far requiring the 10 Commandments be displayed in every classroom. Landry was touting it as a right-wing culture war victory. He told a Republican fundraiser in Tennessee he can't wait to be sued over the law. Well, he's gotten his wish. Four groups, the ACLU of Louisiana, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, and Americans United for Separation of Church and State are suing Louisiana over its 10 Commandments law. They are feeling the wind at their backs, the Christian nationalists, because there have been Supreme Court rulings in their favor. So the Supreme Court ruled in favor of a Christian coach's right to pray on the 50-yard line. This was in the Kennedy versus Bremerton School District case in 2022. There have been other cases that have signaled that this Supreme Court is ready to rule in favor of Christian nationalism. Are you concerned that a lawsuit that you all are filing could go back to this 6-3 Supreme Court, Leonard Leo's court, and they could affirm that the entire country can have this?
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for Yellow Hammer Now. Let's talk about one of the bigger issues facing the country right now for some reason, and that's whether Louisiana can have the 10 Commandments in their classrooms. This bothers people for some reason. I don't understand it. I have absolutely no idea why people care about this. This is actually something that would be pretty good to tell people and kids in their classrooms that, hey, here are some of the things you should live your life by, no matter what religion you are, and roll with it. The Washington Post had what they thought was a pretty funny take on this, but they kind of just told on themselves once again. Let's watch that.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes.
What is that?
That's the 10 Commandments. We're required to have them on a poster or a framed document that's at least 11 by 14 inches in every classroom in Louisiana.
Why?
Our governor signed it into law.
No way.
Yes, wait. Actually, I've got a clip.
Those who will not live by the law shall die by the law.
Wait, that's the movie The 10 Commandments. Here it is.
This bill mandates the display of the 10 Commandments in every classroom, because if you want to respect the rule of law, you got to start from the original lawgiver, which was Moses.
Did the governor do this all by himself?
No, the Republican-controlled House and Senate chambers passed it overwhelmingly, and then the governor signed it into law.
But I'm not a Christian?
Republicans have argued it's about right and wrong, not religion. You guys just want to watch the movie?
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you have Joy Reid from MSNBC at the beginning of this, and then you have the Washington Post pretending that nobody knows what the 10 Commandments are and pretending it's an outrage that you have a list of rules to live by in a classroom, even though the kids aren't aware that it's even religious in this bit. I don't know. It's not very funny and not very well done. The whole point was, ha, Christians dumb, I guess was the hook there. But that's what you should expect from the Washington Post. WSFA out of Montgomery did a pretty good story on this and explained the difference between what's going on in Alabama with a law that is similar that was passed many years ago and what Louisiana did.
In 2018, Alabama voters overwhelmingly approved a constitutional amendment guaranteeing the right of a public school and public body to display the 10 Commandments on property owned or administered by a public school or public body. But the amendment required 10 Commandments displays in a manner that complies with constitutional requirements, such as the inclusion of other historical or educational items. Folks from Louisiana's neighboring states along the Gulf Coast are divided on the issue. Mississippi resident Raymond Senely, who is visiting his grandchildren in Mobile on Friday, says he's all for returning God to the schools.
I think they should be required, should never be abandoned. Yes, I believe in the 10 Commandments because the good Lord's in charge.
There's another key difference in the approaches that Alabama and Louisiana have taken on the 10 Commandments issue. The Alabama constitutional amendment contains language prohibiting the use of state funds to defend it from legal challenges. Louisiana Governor Landry, meanwhile, said at a fundraiser days before signing the new law, quote, "I can't wait to be sued."
Now, Alabama's law is fine. Louisiana's law is fine. And I think you're going to find, yes, this will be battled in a courtroom. And if Louisiana wins, guess what? Alabama's law will change. It will become more like theirs. This will spread across the country because that's how these things work. Remember the, quote, "don't say gay," end quote, bill out of Florida, which we were told it was a hateful bill driven by religion. It would be found unconstitutional. Well, it wasn't. It was upheld. And it spread across the country because the media freaked out about it because they were upset about it, and therefore they wanted people to be upset about it. And when the people weren't upset about it, they pretended the people were upset about it, and then they watched as multiple other states took this on. Look, it's all very clear, folks. Alabama, Louisiana, or anywhere else. Parents have made it very, very clear they would much rather have traditional values in their schools as opposed to the values that the Democratic Party and their friends in the media continue to try to ram down our throats. This is a simple fact. You could see the backlash against Pride Month. You could see the quote, unquote, don't say gay bills. You know it. I know it. They know it. Yet they continue pushing this. And the more they push it, the more of this stuff you're going to see. So I say keep it up. Pride Month should be every month because nothing sets back this stupid agenda more than people having it shoved right in their face every single day. And that's why there's so much pushback in June. So I'd like to see it never end because I think it's a pretty good thing for society to see what would happen if these people actually get their way. Live your life however you want to live it. That is fine. But understand that your neighbors are not meant to embrace it or love it or celebrate it. They're meant to tolerate it. And if you don't like that, sorry, you are far outnumbered and people are pushing back on you for a reason. All you have to do is watch some of the coverage this weekend and last week on this Ten Commandment issue. And most people go, what's the big deal? The Ten Commandments are fine. Well, the media goes, aren't you mad? And they say, no, what's the big deal? The Ten Commandments are fine. You should be mad. They're not. Everyone understands exactly what the Ten Commandments are. Even if you're not a religious person, you understand that those are generally the rules in which all of our other rules are born out of. And people are okay with that. And what you're trying to draw this into, some big, massive fight, I don't think that's going to work. Have your fun little court battles, win them or lose them. You're still on the losing side of this issue.